Namaste, Soul Healers, and welcome to Soul Horoscope SuperScope Weekly Report. My name is Witecki. I coined myself as the Sensei to Sirius Joy because I want to Pied Piper people into their hearts and into their happiness. This is a Soul SuperScope because it's designed to serve more than one personality. If you are a Virgo or a Virgo Rising, I call you a Step 11 personality. In the 11 steps to final and Sirius Joy, you are the final step, which is why you're so nitpicky. I mean, joy comes with a high price and lots of detail. Now, there's a lot going on. You probably watched your last horoscope. I'm going to be a little faster in this one so we can get straight to what's going on and help you break through. We've got a major issue, a major spiritual issue in the next 3 weeks. It deals with your belonging consciousness, how you belong to society. This is called the context consciousness. Now, in the first week, in the last week, we were dumping emotional baggage related to failures in the past. And this week, we're going to actually have some wonderful breakthrough and things will accelerate. You will jump straight to the innovation part of your life. That is what it is you want to do to innovate the planet. And you will be forced to dump anything that's in the way between you and your future reputation. So the good news is that you're going to be pulled, whether you like it or not, to at least see a glimpse of who you are and where you belong in the world. But whether or not you stay there or accept and receive it is really, truly your choice. Now, let's take a look at the facts of the week. Looking at the facts, the sun will finally pass Pluto. That's an opposition between what your heart wants and where you believe you are in the world. So this week, you will finally put where you believe you belong, which should be supported by the heart, and you'll be past that kind of opposition. The grand square that was holding everything back is breaking, and thank God the square between the sun and Uranus breaks this Wednesday. That square actually is, frankly, your fear of changing your personal boundaries. Your fear of water that's uncomfortable to be in. That's the analogy I always use. You're being asked to get into a hot tub. That hot tub may be the place in society that you wish to be. But finally this week, the sun will pass that square, so I predict for Virgos and Virgo Risings, you'll be able to get over yourself, so to speak, and move forward. Now, also, Jupiter actually accelerates this week. I'll give more on that in the Sirius Joy Farm. The sun will never cross Jupiter in Cancer, as it turns out. So the universe isn't going to even give us the full dose of emotion. In other words, you're not going to feel the full capacity of who you are going to be in the world just yet. So I'm telling you, relax. Don't worry so much about it. This week, it will go 2 full degrees from 27 to 29. And by the end of the week, you will be tested on whatever your reputation is in society. There will also be a test of mental strength. This, however, will happen in your career. And the final test of your strength and career to stay focused mentally will happen Sunday night. And then finally, we have a full moon on Saturday night where the moon will be in Capricorn and the sun will be in Cancer. What that means for Virgos and Virgo Risings is a tug-of-war, perhaps the final tug-of-war between what your heart wants and what society says you should do. And of course, I will be helping you saying, hey, you should do what your heart tells you to do, which we'll be talking about in the Sirius Joy Farm, where it's a little bit more fun there, not so serious. By the way, I've realized this is the serious part of the horoscope. The next Sirius Joy Farm is the joy part. So coming up, some serious joy from me. Mars is going to champion Uranus, and I've got a serious present for you after this little mini-mercial. This week in Soul Garden 8.0, in our new super blog Namaste Today section, check out Mary Inchineri. She's a Grandmaster Cancer, and she's back to help you face the final wrap-up of Jupiter in Cancer. Then hop over to Modern Goddess, where we have our guest writer, Jen Jurarsik. She's an independent female filmmaker, and she's going to tell you how she steps into her power. And lastly, don't forget, I've got a special surprise in each of 12 horoscopes, as well as a little survey. All that and more in the new Soul Garden 8.0. Howdy, Virgo. Welcome here to the Sirius Joy Farm. Oh, yeah. I'm being serious about being this dorky. It's true. But I actually want to jump in a character and say it's time to step in your heart and listen to what you want to do moment to moment. Because this really is the moment for either your inner child to take over or not. And believe it or not, it's going to happen through your reputation in society. Let me show you. It has to do with the full moon here. This opposition high up in the Sirius Joy tree between loving yourself and being an individual. That's the truth. Now, to be an individual means you're going to have to be real stupid somewhere in life and not care at all about what people think. You can hear it in my logo jingo. Who cares? This is ultimately the self-respect and self-nurturing. To be there emotionally for yourself in the world first before you're there for the world. But remember, you were born first. So you get to come first when it comes to eating, when it comes to everything. You should and ought to emotionally be there for yourself and allow yourself to be an individual, allow yourself to be dumbass, allow yourself to wear costumes if you need to on camera. It's okay. Now, what's going to happen is on the other side, here's the full moon. Wah, wah, Mona Lisa. Aw, she's covered up there. I don't have time to change it. But Mona Lisa, the full moon, is going to cry like a baby when it comes to self-love. So I am predicting every Virgo to have some sort of temper tantrum between now and Saturday morning. This temper tantrum will be poor me. Yes, get it out. I just said, be nice to yourself. Be poor me. Nurture the individual. That means it's totally okay. Now, if you dump on someone else, not okay. It's your job. But I believe if you do this, I believe Virgos will be headed toward serious joy. I'll explain later, can't right now. I did say I had a present for you. One more second before we get to it. Here it is. The Grand Trine. Now, we always got a trine, a Grand Trine, but once we try it, we get paid threefold. That's the secret to Grand Trine. Now, this is 3 planets in the sky that are helping bring together 3 parts of you. And notice, one of the 3 planet blocks is Jupiter the Sun. God and Jupiter there. And the trine says this. First of all, you have to be an individual to yourself. You got to be emotionally responsive to yourself. All the things I said before, you got to do, where you step up the self-emotional nurturing when it comes to being an individual. Which means if your heart wants to be an actress or something wackadoodle, you step up the self-nurturing. You don't back down. You go more further. Then in the mirage part, this is super important. Now listen. God or Jesus universe energy, Jesus compassion, on your mirage, which means you got to pardon yourself right away for any mistakes you have had. You get to get away with yourself. You get to get away with almost murder. Not more than that, almost. Okay? And then lastly, the part of the point here is Saturn down there in thoughts. Now, Saturn means serious, and the universe is saying you must be serious about thinking joyfully. See how this works? So be serious, thinking joyfully. You must be serious about thinking joyfully. Be very serious about being happy in your thoughts. This is one time where your thoughts will become things very quickly because of the nature of this Grand Trine, the fertility of the moment, the profound death and rebirth with Pluto energy. So on the self-love, the old love story of poor me is dying. The new love story of I am fabulous is being born. So this is a time where you can't go negative on your thoughts and you can't fall into the old stuff. Be serious about having a crazy-ass time. And if you do this, I believe that the Virgos will ascend. Now, here is to the next level. Not off the earth or Thelma and Louise, but you will ascend. Now, that said, I have a present for you. It's at soulguard.tv. I have uploaded and attached to the weekly blogs the Jupiter Gets Emotional video, which I released, I sold at the beginning of the year. Now I'm just giving it away so you have the knowledge you need. So watch that. And I have a serious question for you. Seriously. I'm curious from the emotional perspective of what was holding you up. Once you get to the bottom of it, what was emotionally holding you up in society? Some Virgos say it's fear of happiness. Some Virgos say it's fear of success. I want to know what it is. I've got a poll set up at soulguard.tv, and I'm curious. And I'd like you guys to show up, read other people's, give people props who you think deserve props, and the Virgo with the most props will win a free Megascope monthly subscription, just from me. All right? So that wraps up our silly, crazy-ass Sard. But I expect you to be in a weird hat next week. And you know, next week, I'm already planning to dress up as a geisha. I'm not kidding. I got the costume, everything. It's going to be fabulous. I'll see you right here for the wrap-up. Here we are back in the tranquil setting of what I call Witecki Theater. This awesome star-twinkling, moonlit environment. You'll see it all over the new Soul Garden 8.0. Wherever you want to lay down like a magic carpet for you just to chill out, get spiritual. You'll see. There's a lot of cool things at Soul Garden, including the newly remodeled soulmart.me, where right now you can buy a 1-hour reading with me and get a free 30-minute follow-up. Now, this is an excellent sale for people who've never had a reading, because you'll really learn to appreciate the power of astrology in your life. And if you've already had a reading with me, well, then you know the power. This is a great reading to get to the bottom of an issue and end it for good. Details are all available and a video at soulmart.me in the new remodeled soulmart.me. Also, I've got a class series coming out this summer. The first one's called So You Want to Be an Astrologer, eh? Now, this course is really designed for you to have some fun. Bring your chart. We dive into all sorts of aspects of your astrology, and you'll walk away knowing a lot about yourself. So this one's open to the general public, no prerequisites. You'll love it. If you're interested in going further, the next class is, yes, I do want to be an astrologer. At which point I'll talk about using astrology in your profession. I'll share some stories with you about how I got started and where I got taken advantage of, and even reading certain celebrities and things like that. I'm not a name dropper, but in classes, I'll be honest, this is a great class to really figure out if you want to pursue it further. If you do, I've got a class called The Art of Reading People. Now, this class is open to the general public as well, and I'll share with you kind of how to sum up a person in a moment using numerology, astrology, and psychic ability, and determining am I psychic or not. So there's some fun like little quizzes in there that help you determine where you are and where you're not. Then if you're interested in diving deep, I've got natal chart interpretation, class 1, class 2, and class 3. It's going to take at least 3 classes to understand it. And finally, my favorite, the ethics of free will in a reading. You know, the truth is psychics get a lot of information, but we don't always share it. Why? Because we don't want to interfere with free will. So this is a fascinating topic and describes a lot of why people perceive to have bad readings, or people do have horrible readings, and it's open to the general public too. So all of these are available at soulmart.me and going to be a lot of fun. They're only 2 hours. They're $49.95, and you can come on your webcam. It's awesome. I love new technology. I love HTML5. Now, if you're still on YouTube, hey, do us a favor and please subscribe to our channel. We do appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, you can like our channel by going to soulgarden.me, and you can come to the new shiny penny soulgarden.tv anytime. Don't forget, I've got a little treat waiting for you in each of the 12 horoscopes. I'm so grateful you've shown up for me. I am here showing up for you. I love you. I'll see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.
Who cares?